What's up, guys? Rick from DFS On Demand here with the one and done preview for the Wyndham Championship. And I feel like I finally have some good news. We nailed a winner last week. It was Brooks Koepka. We had him in our third lineup. That's actually the lineup that we were doing already the best in the majors and the players segment, and also the best in segment 4. That was the lineup that we took and said we're going to put our best, the guy that we think is actually going to win, our best chance, into this lineup. So if you remember, I was pretty high on Brooks last week, talked him up a bunch across the board. Let's see if I have this here. I don't have it. Essentially, he was like 9 or 10% owned last week. So we got a pretty good deal on him, and he comes through with basically $2 million, 1.98. And it is really amazing what it is to get a winner, because obviously it's so impactful on your lineup. Our third lineup, lineup 3, was by far the worst lineup that we had all season long. It is now leading our 3 teams. So basically, look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We took 10 zeros in that lineup this year. That's brutal. This is the one that we were trying to give up on at some point this year, and now it's our best one. So we now at least have 3 season-long lineups in the top, third or top half of this. We're at least respectable anymore. This is the one that was coming up, basically dead last for a while. All right, so where do we actually stand now as far as the rest of this goes? So I can pull this up. For majors, we finished outside the money, but our best lineup finished 68th out of about 1,700. So very respectable there. Finished outside the money. Segment 4 is where we're at now, and we're in 38th. We have 2.7 million. The leader's at 4.9. So we're within striking distance if we can find a couple winners here. 38th place. That's the best sweat we've had thus far in what has been a really, really terrible year. So 38th, let's see. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tournaments left, and there's going to be some big prize pools the rest of the way. There's going to be a lot of studs left too. Luckily for us, I don't know if you can see this. You probably can't. But that third lineup that we've been basically punting all season long might actually be in pretty good shape right now, because we're getting to the 5 tournaments, or after this one, the 4 tournaments with the playoffs that are the large prize pools. There's going to be a lot of studs in them, and we have a lot of studs left. We have at least, this is just off the top, just a quick list I put together. That third lineup, we have Rose, Rahm, Justin Thomas, and Tommy Fleetwood left. If we just play those 4 guys the rest of the way, we might do pretty well here. So we have some bullets left. I don't have many of those. I don't think I have any of those guys left in any of the other 2 lineups. So we've got some options. So what are we going to do this week? Lineup number 3, again, I'm going to pick the guy that I think is going to win it. I'll talk about that in a second. Lineup number 1 and 2 are going to be guys that we need low-owned winners. Quite honestly, we're pretty much out of it for segment 4. Lineup number 1, we only have $400,000. Lineup number 2, we only have $114,000. So we need to get low-owned winners, and multiple of them. Now this week, I think we can get some low-owned guys who have a shot at winning it. So let's talk about this. So if you want the full breakdown, go watch the DFS video. I've posted it by this point. Here we are going to rock Henrik Stenson in lineup number 1. I understand that he is the co-favorite, but kind of with the way that I'm handcuffed into these lineups, I kind of have to put Henrik in lineup number 1. And I also just think we're going to get a lot of guys that are going to roster. Sorry, I'm adjusting. If you're listening on the podcast, I'm adjusting my screen here. I think we're going to get a lot of ownership at Joaquin Niemann. This is Joaquin Niemann week, and he's $9,700. He's 30 to 1 or 25 to 1 to win this. Like, he's going to be very, very popular because a lot of the field in this one and done pool has him left. You're going to get a ton of Webb Simpson if he hasn't been used already. I think I've used him in all 3 lineups. Matsuyama and Stenson, especially because Stenson missed the cut last week at the PGA Championship. Even though he is the defending champion, I feel like that might mitigate his ownership a little bit, just because there's some other options in a week where there's probably a ton of guys you haven't played that you can roster. So I'm going to take Stenson. I don't think he's going to be super low owned, but I think we can get him for lower than normal. And then a guy that I do think will be very low owned is Rafa Cabrera-Bello. Just not a household name. He's playing well recently. He's coming in with a 10th at the PGA, a 17th at the WGC, 5th place here the last time he teed it up, which was 2 years ago. And I think he has like a legit shot to kind of win this thing. He's like got the 5th best odds to win it. I'd like to see that. Actually, I wouldn't. Who I would really like to see win is the guy that I think is actually going to win this, which is Shane Lowry, right? The best guy that I have left, in my opinion. This was close with Joaquin Niemann. I just really think everyone's going to be on him this week. I'll take Lowry, who to me is coming in hot. So I think he's got 12th place finishes. Let's see. Yeah, 12th place at the PGA and a 12th place at the RBC Canadian the last 2 times he's teed it up. 7th place here last year. I made a comment on the DFS video that he actually had room to improve. What was that comment that I made? Sorry, stand by. I want to make sure I get this right. Oh, man. I don't know. Oh, okay. Okay, what I liked about him was he's 5th in this field in strokes gained total in the last 20 weeks, and he's the only guy who's gained in all 5 categories, which is really, really solid. You usually see someone's putting carry them, someone's, approach game carry them. Lowry's been so solid that it's just been really impressive. So I'm going to roster him in lineup number 3, which is what I think is our best chance. I think he is going to be somewhat overlooked. So I think we also are going to get the benefit of, he's not going to be as popular as Neiman, for example. So we've got some bullets in this one. I'd really love, obviously I'd love a win here, but a miscut would be devastating because we have so many good bullets left. I would love to just get like if you let me lock in Lowry for 200,000 right now, I might take it. Just because I know I've got the bullets left in this lineup. I don't want to miss out on a great opportunity and take a 0 this week. So that's what I'm doing. Let me know how you're going to handle the rest of the way. We're going to talk about playoff situations coming up shortly. But we'll talk about that in future episodes. So tweet me, it's at DFS On Demand, or leave a comment below. Talk to you guys. See ya.